All right, Pisces, this one is for you. Greetings. This is Tarot Lumination. We're going to do the cards in just a moment. They're already well shuffled in advance, but I'm going to shuffle more so that you're a witness, okay? We're going to use the Tarot Lumination Crucible spread. It's a custom spread. It's on the understanding that there's you, significant other, and the third entity that has a life and energy of its own. It's called the relationship, okay? In a loving relationship, people are aware of that. Anyway, before we get into the cards at all, I just want to go over some notes with you about the month of May. Big changes going on, okay? Here's why. I'll just do the info. I'm not going to analyze it much. I'm just going to give you some simple data and just highlight some spots that are relevant to you, okay? So this is for May, okay, for everybody. All month long, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are retrograde, okay? Jupiter in Sagittarius, Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, okay? That's heavy-duty retrogrades. You know about Mercury retrograde? Well, imagine Jupiter or Saturn or Pluto, all three of them retrograde at once. It's so deep, so heavy, it's like deep ocean currents that start looking as though they're going backwards. You might not notice them on the surface of the ocean, but it's real, okay? Anyway, May 4th, the Taurus new moon. It's quite sweet for you. All month long, Mercury is zooming along. It goes through Aries and then Taurus and then Gemini. May 15th, Venus moves from Aries to Taurus, and roughly Mars moves from Gemini to Cancer. May 18th, we have the full moon, Taurus sun opposed by the Scorpio moon. That's not too bad for you either. May 21st, sun moves into Gemini. That'll be building up a bit of a stressor for you. All month long, the big news from my perspective is the heavy-duty pressure of Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, stuck stationary at around 22 degrees. Here's what it looks like for Pisces. This is a Tarot Lumination astrodoodle. Don't be scared. This is normal. Hold on, so you can see this better. So I put you over here on the horizon, right? So this is the big Pluto thing and the Saturn thing I was talking about. It is stressful for everybody in some places, but the Capricorn energy is harmonious for you, and there's a couple of sweet spots in the month. So I'm not going to dwell on this, and I'm not going to dwell on this. Not even going to dwell really on the Mars and Cancer. That could fire up a bit of passion for you in the love life over here. The thing that concerns me and interests me is the full moon itself around the May 18th. Because it's quite harmonious for you, and it's really supportive of a very short period in the month when the moon moves through Virgo over here, okay, in your 7th house of relationship. Just around that time, roughly a big, fat, grand Earth trine, which is very supportive for you, even though you're going through a period of opposition. So I see this whole month as a tremendous opportunity for awareness, okay? Coming to higher levels of awareness. Neptune is still living right in the middle of your sign. It's about 14 degrees or something over here. So you might be on true Neptunian Piscean form, which again is like wonderful when it's working, but it's very hard to understand when it's not working. It's that nebulous feel. The new moon, by the way, is on the 4th, and that's quite sweet for you too. So let's not dwell on this too much. Let's just stay positive and optimistic. Anything that really sucks or goes wrong, we'll just blame it on the planets, like we always do. Meantime, let's just go to the cards and see what the cards tell us, okay? Please invite your invisible friends. You know what to do. Also, watch for your sun, moon, and rising, especially if they're all different, and then reinterpret. Cross-watching can really help as well for significant others. I'm going to give you another card at the end, by the way. I don't normally do that, but I'm going to do it now. Okay, here we go. My shoulder is really messed up. My left shoulder over here, it's really messed up. I've done so much shuffling. It's just, I've got a lot more shuffling to do. So I'm going through a lot of self-healing right now. All right, here we go. Let's cut it up. Let's bless every card in the deck, all right? Bless you, Pisces. Bless Tarot Lumination. Bless the whole channel, the electricity, internet, all of it. Okay. So imagine you're a smartphone, okay? You're always transmitting and receiving energy live. That would be you over here. There should be a significant other over here. By the way, singles, you can even watch this if you really want to. You just have to allow for the laws of attraction. You are pulsing and radiating energy, including the energy of relationship. So what might you attract back to you? This could be the energy of what if there's someone out there. Okay, deep inside of you, deep inside of the other, and at the core of the relationship itself. So I'm hoping you can see that this is a crucible. Crucible is a bowl type structure, which is designed to withstand intense pressures of alchemical reactions in a laboratory, which is basically what happens with human beings in relationships. So what is fermenting here? Okay, let's have a look. Outside and around all this, I think of it as the weather, influences, circumstances, the planets, all that. It's out there and it impacts all of this. So we start. We have the Three of Pentacles. So I'm glad to see this. I think Pisces, what this is indicating is that May is going to be a really, really good month for integrating between yourself and a significant other, perhaps in more intimate levels than you're used to or have ever actually had a chance to enjoy before. I think it's because this is very, very supportive over here. Again, it really just, it helps. It really like nourishes the ability to connect from other to self, from self to other, especially around the 13th. Now I put a red blob because full moons, well, it's not a full moon for you, but an opposition can be challenging, but you get so much awareness from this. Okay, also, well, let's just leave it at that, okay? So I'm being very optimistic with this Three of Pentacles, where you realize that, oh, wow, it's good to be loving. It's good to be loved. So you're not alone, Pisces. No matter how wobbly it's been, no matter how tough things get, I think you're going to have a bit of respite during May and enjoying the feeling around you where you start to see evidence of being valued by others, or especially a significant other. And also, others are going to see evidence about how much you value them. It will really show, not in words, but in actions, okay? Your actions are going to speak louder than your words, okay? The words could be hollow, but it's the actions that count. You could be silent all month, but your actions could convey love. I see pentacles here of tokens of love. Working with each other, you and the other with you, to build what has to be built. I think this is very much to do with the energy of building. It's very nutritious. Okay, what are you radiating here? Okay, the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, very nice. This is, to me, it's an indication that no matter how rough it's been, no matter how challenging it might be to live with this long, long transit, I mean, we still have years to go. With Neptune in Pisces, probably another 6 years or something. So might as well get used to it. You're probably already well used to it, but I think what's happening is like this is an indication that over a really extended period of time, you've done a lot of work and it's showing in terms of your tangible realities around you. There might have been all sorts of failures and losses, but that didn't stop you. You kept going, you keep going, you lift yourself up again, reinvest, and manifest like this. This is an energy of great abundance in the things that actually count, like tangible evidence abundance of love. I mean, I'm very artistic, musical, lyrical, and things like that, which is all fine, but this is like heavy duty. This is having the people. Sharing the love with the people sharing the love with you, even down to an individual in a home and a family. So this is, to me, feels like kind of a larger than life reading. We've hardly even started. What about the other? Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Oh gosh, there's a lot of evidence here. Physical evidence. of abundance in some way, shape, or form or another. Again, I think it's all about the teamwork. Either it's been, if it's a very painful, long, slow lesson of realization, and it's just coming now, right now, making sense here in May, perhaps after years or decades, or even if you're a really young couple, you're getting glimpses of like, wow, we must have done something wrong, we must have done something right in our past or in our past lives, or the way that we were raised, or however much challenge we've endured, or that you've endured, Pisces, or that they've endured. You've found ways to work around it, build around it, and turn a challenge into an asset. And so I think that's what's happening over here. It's like, to me, it's like an energy of deep mutual appreciation. With the Ace of Pentacles, new starts, new beginnings, new opportunities, and it wouldn't exist for the other unless they had deserved it and worked for it already. So this is like fresh new starts. And so it's like, let me go to the lunar aspects over here, okay? So with the Taurus new moon here, and then the full on the 4th, and then with the full moon around May 18th, what I think is that you might get very solid physical, material, tangible, earthly evidence of what is working in your relationship, especially later in the month as the energy builds up, crests to something beautiful around the 13th, and then comes to fulfillment around the 18th. I think a lot more understanding will happen much more towards the end of the month. And as challenging as this is, I think it's actually working for you. And even though Jupiter in Sagittarius is retrograde, it's actually working for you, okay? Even though it's in a loose, square with you, it's still working for you, okay? So I think it's showing up here in evidence, like, it's like the evidence of love, things that are tangible, knowing like you've done all the work in the investment. They're recognizing that in you, in the relationship, in their environment. Like, wow, this is actually really good for me. Whew, I scored. I really, really scored. Well, I'm glad you recognize that. I'm glad you recognize my contributions, my wealth, my value in the terms of this relationship. I do. I truly do. And I plan to run with it. And let's take it even further. Excellent idea. That sounds like an investment plan. Oh, I'm not a financier, but I understand what you're talking about. Like compound interest as we invest in ourselves and each other in the relationship. Yes, exactly. What a very mature attitude. I wish I'd known about that in life earlier. It's okay. We got it now. Ka-ching. All right. So this to me looks like a lot of mutual respect. Like, yes, definitely. High five. Appreciated. Mutual appreciation. Thank you. I love you. Okay. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting here. Deep down inside of you, the Six of Pentacles, more pentacles, okay? This to me looks like more evidence that it looks like there's more work to do. But it's also, again, worth it because this looks like, it's almost like we're going behind the scenes here with Pisces now. Like, it's almost like one of those documentaries. Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are working with Pisces this evening. We're going to go behind the scenes, trying to understand the machinery that works inside of a Pisces mind, body, heart, and soul for this type of reading to happen at all. Let's go behind the scenes, okay, everybody? Camera, follow me. And then we go behind the scenes. Hello, here we are behind the scenes of Pisces. Look at the machine. Look what's happening. It's a constant balancing act, giving and receiving and giving, being willing to give, being willing to receive. It's not all take. It's not all give. Relationships can get really out of whack, especially over time if there's a depletion where one party is more dependent on the other and so on. But this looks like It's almost like you've solved a riddle somehow and you know some kind of secret formula. It's almost like this is a magic formula from my perspective with the Six of Pentacles here. Like it's actually in motion. It's constantly in motion. The energy of giving and receiving, literally creating harmony. Like, what can I do? It's almost like working together here. Like, here's how the magic works. What can I do today to improve our love life, our relationship to the next level, one tiny step at a time? Oh, well, I overheard that. I heard what you were talking about. Well, I have a great idea. How about this, or that, or that, or that? Excellent. Then that's what we'll do. I am investing now. And then like, wow, thank you. That's really cool. Now you're inspiring me to do something similar. Okay, so it feeds on itself like compound interest. Measurable love. Wow, it's just like, wow, you just gave me chocolates. That makes me feel like, you know what? I'm going to give you a neck rub later. Okay, how's that for a deal? Good business? Yeah, fair. Love it. Love breeds love in tangible ways. Okay, let's have a look deep inside. Look, the Empress, cheaper, man. So again, I think you're dealing with a significant other, Pisces. Somewhere in your life, there is a significant other who is, let's say, resonating very strongly with you in this regard. Now, I'm not saying this is all day one. This is not like a lifetime forever reading, because this too shall change. But all I'm suggesting that here in May, you're getting a glimpse about what can happen between yourself and a significant other when things are in alignment. Like, say, when the planets or circumstances are favorable for you, and you get its evidence, and then you see it actually working. It's actually working in your life. And the other party is like, it's almost like, I knew all this already. I knew all this. I was just, I was just there like hoping to take advantage of the next level. Pardon me, I'm not going to apologize for that, but, because to me, it's all about infinite abundance. Like, the more the merrier. Like, why not be richer? Why not be more gorgeous? Why not be more happy? Why not enjoy the abundance of life and love and relationship and grow it from there? Like, if you had a really beautiful core already, let's say you inherited a farm or a business, or you have a relationship or something, why would you want to stifle that? I don't. I want more, better, more beautiful, more gorgeous, more yummy, more fertile, more delicious, more enjoyable. And fun. Lots and lots of fun. And so it's like they're investing in that. That's their version of investing. So it's very complementary. This looks very, very complementary. Okay? Like, again, going back to this, like, wow. Now you're showing off. Oh, you noticed. You noticed. By the way, I've been noticing you as well. You're kind of a reflection of me and my own gorgeousness. I guess that's another form of mutual appreciation. Yes, it is. Well, thank you for that. Comment nicely appreciated. At the core, what do we have? 7 of Swords. Don't be scared, people. I know some people don't like this. What I'm sensing is like, just be extremely careful, Pisces. You know why? It's because the Pisces energy can be so elusive at times, where everything that seems amazing is discovered to be an optical illusion. All I'm suggesting here is that the relationship needs extra care right now, because, when things go well, people start to assume that that's how it is all the time, all day, every day. And they forget about how much time and work and patience, obligations, commitments, responsibilities, patience, and love that goes into making something like this, okay, before we pull this card, to make this thing happen here with all this delicious support. But just imagine what happens when the planets change or circumstances change above and outside your control. Then all of this stuff that's so gorgeous could become jeopardized in some way, because some people, I don't see a lot of signs of laziness here or anything, but to me it looks like, number one, you guys are getting what you deserve, okay? And it's worth it. It's worth having done whatever it is you're doing, being very clever, like stealthy clever, like really like super ultra smart, like behind the scenes smart, doing what has to be done in order for things to work. It's just that whenever I see the Seven of Swords, I always sense that we need to be very cautious. We need to be extremely cautious because, well, okay, I'm going to go to the chart. Let's do this. Here we go. All right, look. So Pisces over here, you see this like 14 degrees or something, whatever it is? Let me just double check. Stay there. Stay there. We're looking at Neptune. Actually, it's more like 18. And it's going to go retrograde eventually. So it's more like 18 degrees over here. And so it's still very strong Neptunian energy. So when that's great, it's beautiful, just like what we have here. But it's almost like one slip up, like you could get some kind of transit, whatever it might be, like later in the month, Gemini season, when that becomes very challenging for you. Like when the sun moves over into this area, right now it's over here, but when it moves into here and you get the Sagittarius things going on here, the full moons and the new moons and all that Gemini squared energy, along with the Jupiter retrograde, things could get technically very choppy for you. And all the sweetness of this could look just exactly the opposite, especially when the moon arrives here, because then you'll get effectively what amounts to a grand square. So anyway, so just like be extremely careful, okay? The relationship is telling you. This is like a message from the relationship. And so the relationship is talking to you, as though the relationship is talking to you guys, like, hey, please remember, you guys own me, you've made me, and I'm glad for all of this, but I want to let you know that I'm a flexible, living, breathing thing, just like you guys, and I am subject to changes as well, and I don't exactly know where it's going to go, and if I get wobbly and slippery, I don't want to be blamed for what you might feel is going wrong here. It's up to you guys, you and you, to take care of me, take care of the relationship, so that I don't turn into a roadside attraction or end up in a roadside ditch, and then you'll be blaming each other. It doesn't have to be that way. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so with the Fool card here, what is fermenting is, to me, it's obviously something brand new, because to me this almost looks like this is so sweet and this is so good that you could almost be looking at each other like, wow, did we really do this? Is this for real? Like, taking the Piscean energy to the limit, energy of universal love, beauty, happiness, ultimate creative inspiration, and then having to bring it down to earth. Imagine that. Imagine how hard that is. It's like being like a hugely famous classical artist, taking that inspiration from heaven and turning it into a masterpiece. Sometimes those artists had very tragic lives, okay? So all I'm suggesting here is be very careful, because this is very sweet right now, but in a few weeks, it's going to change, okay? And so it'll put you, like with the Fool energy, like, be prepared to be, let's say, I'm not going to say shocked. It's like, be prepared to enter new lands, new territories, okay, where you do not really have a compass. You don't really have any particular experience in this new territory. And that's because all of us are constantly living in a state of change. The only constant is change. Like, this is a fixed thing. This is data that we can measure through the month. And then there's going to be more data in the June reports for the Gemini season and all of that. Okay, but it's always changing. So you have to be very aware of it. So in other words, if you think and believe that what you have is something very solid, stable, and reliable, and you're getting all the evidence, that's fantastic. Like, put it in the bank and understand how incredibly lucky you are right now. Okay, but please allow for this thing called time. Saturn is retrograde in a moment. Well, Saturn's going to be retrograde. Pluto's already retrograde. Jupiter's retrograde. And even though I see a lot of that as harmonious, it's still retrograde. And we're always learning, growing, evolving, adapting in order to blossom. But again, it would be very, very easy to slip up. Extremely easy. Like going on a huge epic journey, thinking you've done so well so far, and you just put one foot wrong and where did it all go? Okay. Yeah, so just be careful. Just see life as an amazing, beautiful adventure. You can put it that way. I'm going to pull another card here for you. I'm not going to read from the book. It's just going to be a Romance Angels Oracle. Okay? Very basic stuff. I love that deck. I don't use the other decks of hers, but I love that one. It's old, it's timeless, and I like it. Okay? So I'm going to share this with you. This is just to add a little bit of color to the end of the reading here. So you can do what you want with it. I'm just going to read the note on the card itself, and you can reinterpret however you want, okay? I'm trying to be very, very neutral in this reading so I can help you guys as much as possible, all right? Here we go. I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to pull the top card. So that's it, all right? Hang in. Be patient. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. And here it is. This is your card. Past life relationship. Okay. You have known each other before. Okay? Now what I'm sensing about this card, the reason it came up, is because there's so much wealth and abundance here, and here, and here. I just don't, it's like, and here, to make it, I think we even talked about that earlier on, about having done so much work either on yourselves as individuals or each other or with each other in this lifetime or even in previous lifetimes, to have this much abundance and evidence of love and still be functional. To me, it looks like having done like a lot of work, multiple past lives, okay, to get to that point. But we're here today still evolving and growing. And so I think the lesson of this little reading is just to be very, very careful, because the journey continues and it will continue. But I think this throws a lot of light. This helps to explain all of this, especially all of this. Not this one. These two, I think it's very much about coming into the now and moving into Gemini season. But the rest of it is very much related to this. Okay? I hope it makes sense. Thank you very much, Pisces. Have a beautiful month. I hope you make sense out of this. Thank you for the likes, the subscribes, the comments. I read them all. I reply to as many as I can. Membership is good too. Really helps the channel. Check out the links below. Bye-bye. See you again in June.